Government school rent out their spaces and buildings to make money against the orders from the Supreme Court, citing inadequate budget from the government. The trend of captives losing their life in police custody continues. NHRC says up to 7 people losing their life in a single year this way. US President Donald Trump fires Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Trump's top law officer was criticized for his handling of Russia investigation, dogging the White House. And Manchester City inches closer to the UEFA Champions League knockout round with a thumping win over Shakhtar Donetsk. Manchester United stunned Juventus. It's the 4th day of Tihar today, the second biggest festival of all Hindus. The day is being celebrated with a lot of fervor and excitement by observing Goverdhan Puja. On the 4th day of Tihar today, also known as the Festival of Color and Lights, especially 3 different rituals are performed based on the cultural background people come from. Cows and oxen are worshipped on this day as they are given different kinds of foods. People also perform Goverdhan Puja, which is worshipping Goverdhan mountain, as cow dung is taken as a replica of the mountain and worshipped. The legend says that God Krishna had lifted the Govardhan mountain to save Gokul residents from rain and floods in ancient time. Meanwhile, the majority of Newar community celebrate Mahapuja in the evening today. The day is also celebrated as the beginning of the new Nepal Samvatiya. And moving on to other news, government schools have been renting out their spaces and buildings to make money against the orders from the Supreme Court, citing the budget allocated by the government as inadequate to run their respective institutions. Among dozens of schools that have violated the Supreme Court's order are Padmoda Secondary School, Said Sukra, Padmakanya, Namuna Machindra, Judadaya and Pasupati Mitra Secondary Schools of Kathmandu. Likewise, several schools in the Tarai region have also been renting out their spaces as an alternative source of income. Padmoda Secondary School of Putalisada, Kathmandu alone is said to have been making around 3.6 million rupees on an annual basis by renting out sorters. Meanwhile, school administrations have defended themselves, saying the budget provided by the government is not adequate to run the administration and that they have to bear the cost for privately hired teachers, since the number of teachers sent by the government here is not enough. Schools have also said the government has failed to appoint subject-based teachers, which is why they have to hire extra teachers to support the curriculum. The Supreme Court had prohibited community schools from renting out their properties 2 years ago after a case was filed against the institutions for creating market irregularity by renting out the properties at a price much less than that of the market. And time now for a short break. For more news, do stay with us. Welcome back. It is the responsibility of the police administration to punish the culprits as per the existing legal provisions. However, on numerous instances, it is noted that the lack of accountability on behalf of police authority has resulted in the death of individuals. Rabindra Dhungana lost his life this Monday inside police custody in Metropolitan Police Range, Kathmandu. Dhungana was arrested and charged with a banking offence on Sunday. When his relatives were called the next morning, Dhungana was already dead. Dhungana's relatives have complained of severe negligence as Dhungana was a heart patient. This is not the first incident that captives have lost their life while under police custody. According to National Human Rights Commission, at least 7 such cases are reported every year where captives or inmates have lost their life. The police authority has tried to shrug off the responsibility, showing health issues of victims in such cases. Now it's time for It was the 110th birth anniversary of the great poet Lakshmi Prasad Debkota yesterday. And to celebrate the day, the Debkota Library of Biratnagar had organized a 5-day event comprising of various programs. In our Public Voice segment, yesterday we had asked the literature enthusiasts attending the event how they remember the late poet. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
महान व्यक्तित्वको रूपमा सम्झिन्छु उहाँ शब्दसँग अत्यन्त खेल्न सक्ने क्षमता भएका प्रखर व्यक्तिको रूपमा सम्झिन्छु
उहाँले साहित्यको लागि जुन योगदान दिनुभएको छ त्यो साहित्यलाई अझ उजागर गर्नका लागि चाहिँ अझ सकेको छैन अझ त्यसलाई गर्नुपर्छ
11 भाषामा साहित्य सिर्जना गर्ने क्षमता राख्दथे जसलाई हामी मानकको रूपमा एउटा नजिरको रूपमा महाकवि लक्ष्मीप्रसाद देवकोटाले के अरे चिन्दछौँ
उहाँका कृतिहरू सधैँ अमर अजर र उहाँलाई कसैले भुल्न नसक्ने एउटा धरोहर हुनुहुन्छ
अमर कवि हुन् अमर लेखक हुन् उहाँको जस्तो सिर्जना छैन
महाकवि देवकोटा यो नेपाली साहित्यकै उज्जवल नक्षत्र भएको हुनाले नेपाली साहित्यको पर्यायकै रूपमा हामी महाकवि देवकोटालाई लिने गर्दछौँ
हाम्रो नेपालमा चाहिँ यस्ता सपुतहरू पनि साहित्यका लागि जन्मेर चाहिँ साहित्यको लागि योगदान दिएको छ भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ महाकवि देवकोटाले जुन योगदान दिएर जानुभएको छ म उहाँलाई चाहिँ आजको दिनमा चाहिँ त्यसै गरी सम्झिन चाहन्छु
And it's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with their opinion.
Public pulse.
And your question is, what's your take on community schools renting their properties compromising with the students' extracurricular activities? And our options are A, profit-oriented mentality, B, financial gains, and C, sources of income for the school. The voting for the question is on. Type in AWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time for sports update.
Sports news.
Manchester City has inched closer to the UEFA Champions League knockout round with a comprehensive 6-0 win over Shakhtar Donetsk. Pep Guardiola's side are top of the group after they dominated against the Ukrainians as a hat-trick from Gabriel Jesus and goals from David Silva, Riyad Mahrez and Raheem Sterling gave City a 6-0 win, eclipsing their 5-0 away success against Steaua Bucharesti in the first leg of the playoff tie in August 2016. In another match, Real Madrid scored 4 first-half goals to cruise past Victoria Plains and go top of Champions League Group G. Karim Benzema opened the scoring as Casemiro doubled the visitors' advantage. Benzema then headed a second from close range before Gareth Bale rounded off the first half with a left-footed strike. Madrid were dominant throughout and Toni Kroos added an impressive fifth after the break when he chipped Alex Huska from inside the area. Victory for the holders was new manager Santiago Solari's third consecutive win since taking charge after Julen Lopetegui was sacked last month. Meanwhile, Manchester United stunned Juventus with 2 goals in the final 5 minutes to beat the Italian champions in Turin and give themselves a good chance of qualifying for the Champions League knockout stages. Juan Mata called in a free kick with 5 minutes to go before Ashley Young's set piece was bundled into his own net by Juventus defender Alex Sandro. Cristiano Ronaldo had put the host ahead with an outstanding volley against his former club. Juventus had hit the frame of the goal either side of the half-time with Sami Khedira striking a post and Paulo Dybala curling an effort onto the bar. And back home, it has been more than 50 years since Nepal started participating in international championships. However, it wouldn't come as a surprise that the sports sector in our country has not flourished well enough for players to feel that they can rely on it to make a living. Due to the lack of social and financial security, majority of the players who have achieved well in both national and international platforms are compelled to go abroad to earn a living. The inability of the stakeholders and the government to commercialize sports to support the sector and players has further discouraged players from continuing in their field. The latest of the players compelled to go abroad is Olympian Chandra Kala Thapa. Athlete Thapa, who left for Dubai only a few weeks ago, says she had no better option than going abroad.
राष्ट्रको लागि खेल्छौं भन्दा एउटा आफैमा आत्मसन्तुष्टि हुन्छ त्यसमाथि हामीले प्रशंसकहरू निस्वार्थ प्रशंसकहरू पाउँछ अझ यसरी भनौं हैन त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि हामी यसमा पनि खुसी छौं तर यसमा के चाहिँ हुन्छ भने अब एउटा समयमा पुगिसकेपछि चाहिँ अब हामी खेलाडीहरूले यतिमा पनि हामी बाँच्न सक्छौं यतिले नै हामीलाई पुग्छ भन्ने एउटा आधार चाहिँ खेल पक्षहरूले एउटा सम्बन्धित निकायहरूले सिर्जना गरिदियो भने सायद खेलाडीहरू पलायन नहोला कि।
हामीले पाउने यहाँ तलब भनेको अहिले 30 to 40,000 पर मन्थ हो हैन। अब बाहिर गएर हामीले त्यो ठाउँमा गएर कोच गरेर खेलाए गयो भने मिनिमम $3,000 पाउँछ भनेको 3 लाख रुपैयाँ हो। भनेपछि त्यो डिफ्रेन्ट सेसन मान्छेले हेरेर आफ्नो लाइफलाई हेरेर हैन र आफ्नो फ्यामिलीलाई हेरेर आफ्नो बालबच्चालाई हेरेर मान्छेले जान चाहन्छ।
Many football, karate and taekwondo players have also quit their careers in later half, which coaches have said is a great loss to the country, who themselves are in search of better opportunities. And before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Government schools rent out their spaces and buildings to make money against the orders from the Supreme Court, citing inadequate budget from the government. The trend of captives losing their life in police custody continues. NHRC says up to 7 people losing life this way in a single year. US President Donald Trump fires Attorney General Jeff Sessions. Trump's top law officer was criticized for his handling of Russia investigation dogging the White House. Manchester City inches closer to the UEFA Champions League knockout round with a thumping win over scattered Donetsk. Manchester United stunned Juventus. And those were our latest headlines. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Good day.